Reinstated Deputy Governor Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shaibu on Sunday 21 July 2024 entered church to go thank Baba God for wetin he don do for am. Oga Shaibu carry join body families and friends come for the thanksgiving on top the court judgment on the impeachment wey he receive wey reinstate am back to the position of the number 2 citizen of Edo State. The thanksgiving shele for St. Paul Catholic Church for Airport Road, Benin City, where the members of the parish dress with their traditional attire as the parish dey celebrate Culture Sunday. Reverend Father Charles Omogiate, the parish priest wey preside over the mass for himself Mokonyan say, as sons and daughters of God, na our responsibility to make sure say the body of Christ no dey divided no matter which tribe you come from. A constitute matter on the responsibility of parents to their children, say parents too na shepherd and dem suppose dey available to guide their children. To politicians, Reverend Father Charles Omogiate come talk say make them dey lead by example just as Jesus Christ lead, and say the duty of every political or civil leader na to provide, guide and protect the citizens. He come continue dey yarn say,
it will be our responsibility therefore to make sure that the body of Christ is not divided. This is from my place, this is from here, this is not. If you do that, you are causing some form of discrimination already. Because we are one, oneness, unity. That's what the leader, the shepherd, provides. In our various homes too, parents are shepherds. To go also to those parents who have failed in their responsibility of leading. You are meant to guide, but you are never available. You are meant to lead, but you are never present. And then you say, you know what, I'm not at home now. And you also, if I don't also, you will not eat. You leave your parents, your children in the hands of strangers. What are you doing? How are you guiding your children? And the truth is, some parents do not love their children. When I say no now, you say, Father, I know the names of my children. I know the schools they attend. Is that all? Do you know the company that they keep? Do you know what they do with their phones? Do you know who they are chatting with all the way in Australia? You are aware? Oh, I cannot monitor my child. You have to monitor your child until you train your child to a particular level, very close to adulthood. And then you can say, from what I've given to you, I trust that you can carry on. But if you are not giving the child anything, what do you expect the child to carry on with? Training begins from the home. Because parents are the first teachers of their children. Just take him to school, teacher, I don't know now, who na trainer. When he comes back home, I am not available. By the time I return home, my children are sleeping. You have to be part and parcel of the lives of your children. Be that shepherd who not only provides, but is available for the children. Another form of leadership, my dear people of God, is political leadership. So I've spoken about religious leadership, I've spoken about family, parental leadership, political leadership. Political leadership simply means that we as a citizen or as citizens, we have given our mandates to particular persons to govern us. We have given our mandates but that is the presupposition, because sometimes they do not have our mandates. But let's assume that it's a free and fair election. Let's assume we have given our mandates to you to lead us, to guide us, to protect us, and even to serve us. Because the model of leadership is servant leadership. To lead by example, as Christ did. And I'll go to that because that's what the gospel really says about. servant leadership. So the duty of every political leader, therefore, civil leader, is to provide, guide, protect the citizens. Citizens should not protect themselves because we are giving you the mandates. Unfortunately, what we see sometimes is that this is not the case. This is not the case. That leading yourself, that providing for your family, that providing for your grandchildren yet to born, generations that will. But the masses, the common people who have given you their trust and responsibility, you have betrayed them. Before election, you give promises. I will do this, I will do this, I will do this. You go into banking salon, you go and be cutting hair. You go into shops, you try to do some good things. You come out on the streets, you are eating corn, people start, hey, I'm a man, I'm a man. Inauguration comes. The week after, those people who call you our man can never gain access to you. If they can't, never. And 4 years again, at the end of the 4th year, you show up. I'm your friend. Cannot continue to deceive the people. It's not right. It's unjust. It's immoral. If you have promised us that you will do something, do it. Keep to your words, or at least try to make attempts. Okay, I cannot do everything for this and this reason, but let us see the fruits of your leadership. Let us see it. If you see it, Nigerians are very appreciable people. The small thing you do, they will appreciate it. It's their money that is using to do it, so it's not your money. But even at that, you say, this man has tried. So I speak to all political leaders. Think of the people that they are meant to govern. Let the people come first. If you say you are a servant, because that's who you are, a servant, our servant, please serve us. Do not serve your pockets. Do not serve your families alone. Christ gives us the model of leadership. And in that story reading from the Gospel of Mark chapter 6, he observed that the people were exhausted. They were fatigued, they were tired, they were hungry. That is the sensitivity. They did not come to him and tell him, Master, we are hungry, provide for us. He had sent them out 2 by 2, and they came out, they were excited, they were all joyful. But in their joy, he saw that they were hungry. And he provided for them. He asked them to rest. That's a shepherd who cares. A shepherd who understands the plight of his or her people. And that is the model before us as sons and daughters of God. To care for everyone who are within our responsibility. As priests, as parents, even as governments, care for the people, love the people, show concern for the people, be sensitive to the plight and conditions of the people. So today, as we celebrate Culture Sunday, it's an amazing opportunity to remind ourselves of who we are. We are Nigerians. We are brothers and sisters. We are not strangers. We are united. And our unity should be the source of our strength. In our diversity,
Restated Deputy Governor Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shaibu with his family and friends come out for their Thanksgiving with singing and dancing to Baba God. After the Thanksgiving Mass, Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shaibu for in talk with Tori people come here and say he come to thank Baba God for wetin he don do for his life. He come chook mouth on how God answer a prayer wey give am victory concerning the court judgment of his impeachment. He come talk say as vanguard of democracy, all of them come out together to also celebrate democracy.
In St. Paul Catholic Church to thank God for what He has done in my life and my family and all of us that are vanguard of democracy. We are celebrating democracy today. We are celebrating the work of God. I know my God, and I know my God will never forsake me. I'm a child of God in truth and in spirit, and I challenged God, and I told Him that I want Him to prove His name in my life. That people that are anti-God and anti-democracy, they are at it again, and they want to use me as a scapegoat. I say, God, show to the world and show to them that truly I'm your son, and I truly I serve you in truth and spirit. And I told God, I said, I need you to perform your miracle. They said they will impeach me and I will go to court. And that by the time judgment will come, the tenure will have been over. And I challenged God. I said, if truly I've been serving you in truth and spirit, prove to them that this one, for them to touch is anointed child that has the grace of God, that the judgment for the impeachment will come earlier than anybody expected. And I said, I will need the judgment to come before the election. And I told God that. Last month, I told God, I said, I'm seeing your work already. I need this judgment to come in July. I was specific because something told me, be specific. And I became specific. I said, I want this judgment to come in July. And when I went to court the following day, it was looking very impossible. But on that day, it was miraculous to hear the judge say, I'll be delivering my judgment on the 17th. I actually went emotional. And something told me inside, is it not you that asked God that you want this judgment in July? Why are you now emotional? The next thing was, God, grant me victory. And by the grace of God, we got victory. This message is to everybody. Hold on to the garment of God. Don't believe in your strength. You have no strength if God does not give you the strength. Mine is a living testimony. And by the grace of God, I'll continue to do the work of God. I'll continue to do what is right. If I make mistake, human mistake, and I ask for forgiveness. But by the grace of God, democracy has come to stay, and we that fought for this democracy will continue to sustain it. Institutions must be strengthened. Anti-democratic forces must be flushed out. And by the grace of God, we will succeed.
On top, Dr. Riwe is saying now Oga Shaibu be the mastermind of the violence wey shele on Thursday, 18 July 2024. Oga Shaibu come here and say,
I don't like to join issues with statements that are senseless. And when people make senseless statements, ignore. You can see that they are struggling hard to prove that they have no hand in what has happened. But everybody knows that the system has trained violent people, and violent people walk around them. And that is why, if you check my style, I refuse to pull anybody to the street because they said, we know he will soon go to the street. But you can see I refuse to go to the street. Instead, I use my brain. They know what they have done. They are trying to cover up, but they cannot cover up. This one, they can't cover up. Not even when a police officer was a victim of it. They cannot cover this one. No. All of them must be picked. The police must do his work. They must pick them. They orchestrated it. The men of the vigilante and Power did that. The vigilante in Edo State kill a policeman. IG definitely we go into it. So don't worry about yourself. They are struggling to see how they can rob people in. They can't rob anybody in. The vigilante in Edo State killed a policeman, and definitely I'm urging the president, the IG, to set up an inquiry to not only investigate but to prescribe in vigilante in Edo State and Power.
To Edo youths, Oga Shaibu talk say the upcoming September 21 governorship election na time for them to change anti-democratic forces and say na through the ballot dem go fit do am rightly. He come also call on Edo youth to remove body from violence, say instead make dem use their brain, think and strategize. He come still talk say,
I think I will speak more to the youth. The youth, I will want the youth to know that you can be who you want to be, only to the extent you are consistent. And you must do what is right at all times. If anybody comes to you to disrupt this democracy, they want to destroy your future. You must stand your ground to make sure that democracy succeeds. If you vote them in and they are not doing well, vote them out. But don't go to the street to want to disrupt peace. Because when you go to the street to disrupt peace and there is war, you and I will be the victim. Nigeria cannot afford to have war. We have too many economic problems that we need to solve. And the only way we can solve it is when we go on our knees, pray, and work towards it. So for them, this election is time to change anti-democratic forces. And you must do it through the ballot. Don't engage in violence. I've preached to you for the past 1 year when intimidation and harassment came. And I said, don't go to the street. Use your brain. Use your brain. Think. Be strategic. Don't go to the street. Don't reduce yourself to their level. Let them uplift their self to your level. Today, you can see, they are violent. I was able to manage them for 1 year because I know they are violently inclined. And I told you not to go to the street. The same thing I'm saying again. Don't go to the street. Think and act. And you can see today, idea rules the world. You can see that they have been using force, but I've been using brain, and I'm winning. God is with us. Use your brain. Don't use force. The only force that we have that can work is the force of God. If there's no force of God, nothing can make anything work. They can boast and boast and boast. The only boast that you should rely on is that of God. They impeached me, but the court said there was never impeachment. The only impeachment that can succeed is the impeachment of God. And may we never have God impeached us.
Make una not forget say, as we see am, na so we dey talk am. We no dey take blame. From Benin City, Ekata Ojisele, TMC TV News.